Are you struggling to make any sense of what is happening? And you swear you're being messed with by some invisible force that doesn't seem to like you very much. You feel as if you woke up from a dream and were dropped straight into a nightmare. Your world is rocked, and you are convinced that your reality is playing tricks on you. This does not sit well with your comfort zone. So you immediately fall back into the fear and repeatedly hit the snooze button on this experience, hoping to go back to sleep because all your internal alarms have been set off. And no, you're not asleep. Not anymore. It looks as maybe you are in the throes of a spiritual awakening. Come again? That's right. Awakening. Asleep, now that's what you've been doing most of your life as you know it. And that is your comfort zone. Your safe space. The covers you've been hiding under while living from your fear-based energy. Now being yanked off of you faster than a level 5 tornado sweeping through your world, exposing you to the elements, feeling as though you are vulnerable, scared, and desperate for help. Well, my friends, help has arrived. Let's do this. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Izzy, your soul energy alchemist, and I'm here to help you embrace your IZ-NESS. Most people, they believe that an awakening is, like a day at the beach or a lover's romance. Oh, hell no. If only. It's more like your mind and body are throwing a temper tantrum and no one is giving a crap. Hello? Is anyone witnessing this insanity? Someone? Yo, people. And the only response you're getting are these tumbleweeds bouncing on by and the echo of your own voice. Phooey. All you want to do is bury yourself under the shelter of those covers and wait until the coast is clear. Sorry, you can never go back, but you will be forever grateful that you rode out the storm. Well, you don't really have a choice, but trust the process, my friends, and it will all make sense soon enough. And to begin, I'd like to clear up something that although each person's journey is uniquely their own, there are quite a few core similarities that are present throughout. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here are 5 common surreal signs that you're being smacked awake by your spiritual awakening. Drum roll, please. Number 1. You're questioning your sanity and asking yourself, what the is happening to me? My life went from 60 to 0 overnight, and my entire existence is in utter chaos. Friends and family have disappeared from my life. My finances are crumbling. My health is atrocious, and I don't even recognize my own reflection in the mirror. I hear ya. It's a total shit show. But please take my advice. This will go so much smoother when you surrender to this process and allow your soul to guide you without the kicking and screaming that tantrums usually present. Because again, you cannot go back, but as you move forward, you will realize that this is the gift that keeps on giving. Your life will never be the same. Hallelujah. And to simplify how it is you got here in the first place, a spiritual awakening usually arrives on the heels or some years after an extremely traumatic event, such as the loss of a child, a health scare, even a near-death experience. It may happen post-divorce, or after a lifestyle-altering financial crisis, an endless battle with addiction. For me, it happened when I met my twin flame. I know. Twin flames, a sensitive topic in the spiritual community, but the bottom line is that your twin flame is you at the level of the soul. And the only reason to meet your twin flame is that it ignites your spiritual awakening. That's all. But it spurs the same dark night of the soul, ego death exposures, just as any other impetus that our souls use to crack us open would. That being said, the circumstances of these events are purposely intended to bring you to your knees, okay? Intense enough to smack you awake and pray for relief, to ask your God to alleviate the anguish and despair as you frantically search for answers. Which brings us to number 2. You become a seeker. And to quote the beautiful Persian poet Rumi, what we seek seeks us. And therefore, as you cultivate an energetic momentum as this curious presence, you draw to you the exact vibrational match which is of service to you as you advance through this process. But for now, you may feel desperate for something or someone to relate to. So you start Googling everything you can, and you try to make sense of it all. You may be devouring books on spirituality, faith, loss, aliens. Did you sign up for an empowerment workshop or get certified in the Zen practices of meditation and mindfulness? That's what I did. See, once my twin flame and I physically separated, I spent months languishing in pain and devastation, endlessly searching about soulmates, loss, and heartbreak. When the words twin flames showed up in my search results, and shortly after that, an ad for my twin flame coach just suddenly appeared on my Facebook feed. Unexplainable, or so I thought. But granted, in 2017, I'd never once heard of this phenomenon in all of my 48 years on this planet. I never even Googled those words. Is it magic? Or is it divine intervention? Number 3. Your body may begin to experience unexplainable energetic and physical anomalies. In the beginning of my awakening process, I belonged to a few Facebook groups that worked with the polarized mind-body energy, like Reiki and chakras, with wonderful people at the helm. But it was only when I began to work with my twin flame coach and soul energy that an energetic internal battle within my body began to erupt. It was at our initial consultation that she advised me not to use any fear-based modalities until I learned how to balance and manage them, because the two will be at war. And remember, love and fear cannot reside in the same space. And boy, was she not kidding. On 3 different nights over the past few months, I was startled out of a deep sleep and thrown halfway across my bed from the palpable fear-based energy that was surging through me, completely freaking me out. However, since then, I've come to understand that what that was taking place was a Kundalini experience, an aha moment indeed. But Then my coach kept encouraging me to discontinue the other work. But at that time, I wasn't taking it seriously enough. And then once while shopping with my daughter, I had to leave immediately because I became overwhelmed by the large crowd and noise, and I got sick in the parking lot. I never get sick. This was an unnerving circus. Even till this day, if I absorb too much, I have to step away and be in, complete silence and stillness for a good 20 minutes until I regulate and before I can resume my day. But, such is the life of an empath and a light worker. Also, during that time, I was unable to finish a course that I purchased from a famously known energy healer, unable to get through the lesson that involved color energies because I would lose control of my body anytime I attempted to, complete it. That teacher expressed how very common it was for highly sensitive people, and it will work itself out as you grasp the skill. But I kept hearing the voice of my coach, in the background, and so I caved. And for, the time being, I shelved these other groups, working only with my soul. And immediately, everything I was experiencing stopped. Poof. Throughout this alchemical process, it is highly likely that you will notice somatic and emotional changes as well. From how you look and feel to, changes in your weight and your body type, ear ringing, weakened immune system, even feeling like you belong in a padded cell, or things you never see coming, like the traumatic event that had me in a wheelchair for months, 2 years into my awakening from a spinal injury that presented more questions than actual answers. Today, I am grateful to be walking independently, and still 5 years later, and with an intervention from a team of my doctors, there's still no clear diagnosis, no candidacy for surgery, no permanent damage, no substantial reason to warrant the impact of what happened. Yet I found myself in physical therapy for 8 months and have followed up with about a 2-month tune-up yearly. But seriously, beyond grateful. Whew. As these things, begin to surface for you, it's important to feel your feelings, but do not believe the thoughts that you attach to them, as they hold no inherent meaning other than the meaning you assign to them. It is this very advice that brought me here today. Everything is happening for a reason and for your highest good. Eventually, these negative thoughts will energetically peter out as you balance the polarity. Number 4, the universe will send you signs and synchronicities by bringing things into existence to guide you along, while your old self and its reality are beginning to break down and rebuild. For example, in the past, you've typically magnetized the version of a potential partner that cannot meet your needs because they are mirroring to you what you need to look at within yourself. Or that feeling you couldn't shake, believing that something you label as bad is going to happen, and it arrives just as you thought. You see where I'm going with this? In the same way as someone who randomly pops into your head who you haven't seen in a while, and then all of a sudden there they are right in your face. Once this inner work begins, that vibration will ultimately rise, which will, over time and intention, transmute your experience. Soon enough, you will be loving how it feels to be in a high flow state because you haven't caught one red light for miles and everything is just working out in your favor. Get used to that. Even your social media likes to play. Some Buddhist guru you've never heard of before is now randomly appearing on your YouTube feed with a message custom made for you. Or you scroll onto news that your favorite UK band is playing the US for the first time in 30 years, 20 minutes from your house, and the next day your friend surprises you with tickets. Wicked cool. Another huge sign many people notice is how number patterns inundate their lives. 11s are my thing. Every 11th minute on the clock, every hour of the day is precisely timed to my routine. My store receipts, cardio machines, and even my birthday, 110, is an 11. It isn't even funny, but it is definitely interesting, and I thoroughly enjoy this game. And as your awakening expands, you will begin to discover that there are no coincidences and that everything is synchronistically orchestrated by your soul. It is the teacher now revealing itself in everything, providing you with the message you need to hear when you're ready to hear it. Therein lies the readied student. Number 5, you're now beginning to prioritize a more Zen lifestyle. Since the start of your awakening, you've probably tried many modalities that bring you into your body. Meditation, yoga, grounding, connecting with nature, and so on. Some you resonate with, others you don't prefer, but you continue to seek and apply these techniques, formulating a daily routine. You just won't live without anymore because of the way it makes you feel. Aha! If you told me 10 years ago that I would meditate, practice mindfulness, take part in breath work, and have a spiritual life coaching business, I would tell you you were nuts. Never say never. But in all seriousness, my life wasn't working. And today I feel blessed to be able to live my purpose and be of service in an effective manner. I no longer watch news or participate in drama. I require peace and live presently. I try to listen before I speak. And I can relax knowing that it is safe for me to trust my higher power, which is my inner being. And so to clarify, these stages have multiple layers, piecemealed to you in a divine manner. At first, it may start with a meditative practice where you learn beingness, that's IZ-NESS to you and me, and how to become the observer of your thoughts. Now, instead of reacting, you will respond to outside stimuli because you're intending the action from a place of non-attachment and love, where there is no duality. And as you progress further along and the layers of your onion begin to peel open, you may be inspired to clean up your diet or quit drinking alcohol and stop smoking. You can easily find yourself booking a flight to an island retreat led by your favorite spiritual coach for a weekend of soul searching. So open your heart to whatever comes in. You'll be surprised where you land. To recap today's video, the objective for you to even have a spiritual awakening in this lifetime is to bring awareness to who you are as a soul. But In order to get back to that, you must embrace the spiritual boot camp that comes with it. These events are deliberately guiding you inward, purposely revealing to you what needs your attention in order to transmute and purge that energy that is your emotional body. And like a watercolor painting, these stages, phases can bleed into each other, or not. There is no rules for how they show up, if they show up. There is no order, no expectation, no right or wrong, no how or when. That's duality. The soul just is. And there is certainly no end game. The journey is the destination. And the deeper you travel within, the more your divine truth will step forward, unzipping the suit you've been wearing most of your life as the character in your play, while your continuous search for the why is the catalyst that brings you back to you, a powerful being, conjuring as much magic and miracles in your life as you believe there are. And with more inspiring words from the great Rumi, as you start to walk the way appears. So read, listen, observe, and when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's another wrap, my friends. If you dig my vibe, please like and subscribe. Show gratitude for this day, and always do everything from your badass rock and roll heart. Until next time, I thank you.